It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Man, it is great to be with you again, everybody. The NBA season has now hit full stride. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith on 2K Sports. And tonight, it'll be the 76ers going up against the Celtics. Well, for Boston, they lost game one in this matchup earlier this season. They'll see them 4 times in all, looking to even the series with a win tonight. And the Boston Celtics, stockpiling assets and players in recent years, a great coach in Brad Stevens. Does this team have what it takes to control the East, Shaq?
You know, depth can only get you so far, Ernie. In my opinion, I still think they need multiple superstars to really compete for a title. But they play hard every night, but they're still 1, 2, 3, 4 superstars away.
Wow, 4? That's a whole team. Nobody has 4 superstars.
Well, if they get a big 4, they will definitely win.
Yeah, that's a pretty safe bet.
I bet if any team had a big 4, they'd get good. I'd say this, Ernie, that combined with the new guys that they've got, I think that overall they are right where they need to be. They might be 1 player away. I don't know about 3, 4, 5, but just 1 player away from being a champion.
They need a big 3 or 4.
Thanks for joining us. We will now go courtside. Kevin Harlan has the call.
UK Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Celtics here in Boston as 2K Sports brings you today's action live. We welcome you this Thursday evening as we get set for some exciting NBA action on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. And also joining us on the sidelines, the league's most valuable player in 2004, Kevin Garnett. KG, it is great to have you with us.
Hey, how you been, man? It's good to see you,
Waiting for you to sit right here next to us. That's what I've been waiting
man,
for.
thank you for having me, man. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Can't wait to get inside your impressions of this team. It'll be a lot of fun. Boston playing for the home crowd again tonight. It's an opportunity for them to play in a heated matchup like this, to play your best basketball. These are the games, guys, that show how well you match up against the other great teams in the league.
And I think for Boston, they haven't exploded out of the gates this season like we've come to expect, but the wins are still coming in bunches.
Well, it speaks volumes that they're able to win without being in their A place, in their A game. Once they really start to gel, it's going to be very hard to slow them down.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. Taking a look at the 76ers. Bodyguard is out there with baddest one. Then it's the Machine. Then there's Ben Simmons. And it's prime time in at the 4. No good on that one. Second free throw, good. And KG, when you were bringing those those greats together like you had in Boston. The intersection of you and Doc and Paul Pierce and Ray Allen, all these guys together. Everything was alive.
But you got to go through something to appreciate something. Like, I like to think that with the joining of myself and Ray Allen and Paul Pierce going to Boston, that we all had to have a journey up until that point and go through something and feel something, have something feel left out. We always achieved when we all came together. Awards, countless all-star achievements. But then when it came to total winning and what we all do this for, it was all vacant. And that's what we all shared. And we all shared the same appetite back there. And then I'm telling you, man, when we all got together, we all knew never to let each other down. And we all gave each other 100%. What a time.
Now here's Simmons. And he drops it in from the low post. Time's got his first basket. Kevin, you were always known as wanting to play and always wanting to practice. You were a gym rat. What did you do when a coach would ask you maybe to take a break? Let's sit out this game. Let's rest up. Would you welcome that? Would you just say, I'll let you know when I can't go? Or how would you handle that situation?
You know what? I've always asked the coach to respect the way I get ready for games. I've always asked him to respect the way I approach the game. I've always asked the coach to respect me and my expertise in knowing my body. Very, very vocal. Listen, if one person needs rest, it's me. I know how to raise my hand. I know how to say I need some rest. I'm a person who likes to push through a lot of things. I'm a person who understands rest. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I'm a person who understands that practice makes perfect. And if I can work on something for as long as I can to make something better, because I know at the end when I need it, especially when I used to call it dial up. When I call, I need the answer.
Whenever Simmons gets a chance to show off his insane jumping skills, he sees it.
Special thanks to Under Armour for that sweet replay we just saw. Another Unleash Chaos moment. And KG, talk about how the greats can just impose their will.
It's almost like another level. When you see LeBron, what he did in Detroit in that fourth quarter, that's a blackout. You don't know what you're doing. When you see Cole go for 81, you see Chauncey come down and these players are blacking out. These are elite players in elite moments, taking the moment. Paul Pierce is one of the best that I've ever seen grab a moment and savor it and just put it in slow-mo. And nothing's speeding them up. Special plays. Well, I get a phone call to this thing. Ray Allen, the same thing. He had a great composure about himself to slow himself down and hit pressure shots. Tim Duncan, same thing.
Guys are looking for a start here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
So the Celtics called timeout. They're first. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
Yeah, and some nights, the starters carry a load, and then there's others when it's about the bench. That night, the bench won out.
Well, they came to play for sure, and it took the pressure off that starting unit, which is exactly what you're hoping they would do.
A moment to look back at how things were last season for this team as we look at the shot breakdown for the Celtics.
And they really based almost their entire offense around the three-point shot. Spread the floor, space the defense, and if the deep shots aren't falling, at least it should open things up inside.
On defense, Philadelphia. There's a screen. Hayward, left side, trying to get back on track. That shot, no good. Simmons with the defensive effort.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game.
The pass to the machine. Simmons against Hayward. Passes to the machine. 5 on the clock. A three-pointer, no good. Celtics trail by 12. And can you think of the great you, Kobe, Jordan, Timmy, yeah, how about him? They worked harder than anybody else, Kevin.
And what you learn is that the similarity, the parallel that you all have is an inner animal that you never speak about. You know, we're all a little off. We're all a little dark. But that's what pushes you through pain. That's what pushes you through tough moments. And when someone says you can't, when someone says this is not possible, this is unreal. No one has ever done that. That's the moment you're looking for. The moment someone told Cole that he couldn't get over 50, 60, something Jordan couldn't do, he was driven in that. And if Phil wouldn't have stopped him, he probably would have reached 100 points.
He probably would have, yeah.
You know, he did Will Chamberlain a favor. And that's just real. He was in that type of mode. We all share that passion. We all share that drive. And the ones that have that inner darkness, we all understand.
It's like a split personality, huh?
It's almost like another level.
Yeah. Well, the fans out there watching this, Kev, can you talk about why it's so incredibly difficult to win an NBA title, to become a champion? Why is it such a tough process?
Well, just imagine having a goal and you're not pursuing the goal by yourself. You know, say you and somebody else.
Relying on somebody else.
Relying on somebody else, okay? So let's just say you and someone are doing something, walking up a hill. Y'all getting ready to go walk up a hill. Well, the speed at which you want to walk at might be different from the other person. And what you realize about when you're trying to reach any goal is that you have to be connected, you have to be understanding of, we're going to walk up it together like at this speed, like this, we're going fast, we're going slow. It has to be a great level of communication and understanding. At the same time, you have to have the same work ethic because you have to understand you're together and keep up with that.
That's right. Kevin, when you're talking about influence, resemble?
Not only that, but just some direction. You know, at the time I was a big who had handles, and if you know a little bit, and then my high school coach would actually make me bring the ball up to show off and showcase.
No kidding.
I hated it. I was like, oh my God.
But look what happened.
Bring the ball up. And he knew that turning, I could handle it. I was like, oh my God, I hated this. And he knew all. Anyways.
People may not know, KG, that you're not just a broadcaster for 2K, but you're a member of the 2K community.
Have you been keeping up with the community, man?
Oh, yeah, very much so.
Man, listen, shout out to 2K players out there. I'm Jizzle Lord, y'all know what it is. I'm Jizzle Lord 5. Shout out to my OBF team, y'all know what it is. Shout out to Greg, shout out to Bug, shout out to everybody out there playing. Right, we wow. It's all good. You know, I'm OBF, I'm about the team, I'm gang, you know what it is. Jizzle Lord, y'all holler at me, y'all know what it is, 2K. Right.
Kevin, growing up watching the game of basketball, who were some of your earliest influences?
My early influences in the game of basketball was Magic Johnson, obviously Michael Jordan, and then Chris Webber. Malik said it was kind of like the younger generation of my inspiration. Yeah. St. John's was one of the destinations. Michigan was one of my college destinations. So those guys were my natural inspiration early on when I was young.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. And KG, you're retired from the game now. You're stepping into the broadcast business a little bit now, aren't you?
How do you like it? You know what? Area 21 is something that is authentic. It's me. I'm having a great time watching the games. It's really cool being a fan now. I can root for people I want to root for. I don't have to worry about preparing and who I'm a guard and I'm getting the tea. So you know what? It's a great time. It's work. You know, it's not just you go on there and you have a bunch of fun. You know, we actually get some things done, but we have a great time.
You're in that.
Hey, Kev, listen, watching you, being around you, you know, man, the great rest in peace to Craig, you know, Ernie, Charles, all these great influences, man, has definitely helped. Not just me, but our younger generations of broadcasters, man. It's totally, I didn't see this being my lane, but I'm having fun with it.
Doing a great job. So Boston ends up going with the new group. Kevin, especially back in Minnesota, you have some Hall of Fame battles with a guy named Tim Duncan. Talk about what those games, what those matchups were like.
Tim is very crafty, man. Our battles used to be just, especially as young guys, man. Young guys trying to establish themselves in a gritty league at the time, full of some older, dominant names at the time. Michael Jordan, Elijah Malone. At a time where the forward position was a very, very tough position. Timmy was one of them ones, man. Used angles very well. Was very long. Had a a lot of counters, very strong, and had an inner beast that people really didn't really talk about because you didn't really necessarily hear or see it. But man, he was one of the best, man. It's not by coincidence. He's one of the one.
So it's Philadelphia now, following the bucket by the Celtics. Okafor gets the bucket. And Kevin, there was such a whirlwind around your trade to the Celtics from the Timberwolves. What were your thoughts and emotions at that time?
You know what? Being in Minnesota at the time, it was very difficult for me. I didn't necessarily want to leave. I had a goal to bring the city a championship, and I felt like I could do that. Nothing worse than when you have to deal with the reality of change. I'm not the one for change, even though I do know in order to process or progress better, you have to embrace some change. So with the help of my friends from Chauncey Billups, Teron Lou, I sat and I thought through it with those guys who have been through the trade process and talking to me, getting me to understand my options. And once I understood all my options, then I just, it was about what was best for me and my family.
Wow, yeah, there's a lot to consider. And it's Brown missing.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
Kevin, one of the biggest moments of your career, the 2008 championship with the Boston Celtics. Talk about the camaraderie among that group of players.
You know, Kev, I could tell right away that we had something special getting together right in September, right before the year started. We started working out together. We started sharing concepts and how we saw the game. Right away, I could tell that the appetite was there. 1 through 15 guys. It's very rare that you're able to get that many guys in that early. As soon as Danny, signed guys who were in, we were lifting, just, around each other, understanding each other, playing a lot. We was playing a lot then. Fortunately, we was able to go off to Rome that year. Rome was a good distraction for us because we had to lean on one another.
Bond a little bit.
Seriously, because, none of us spoke Italian. If we wanted to go somewhere, we was always 3-4 deep, and no one was asking and no one was telling us to be with each other. We were just naturally being with each other so much that whenever you saw us to the restaurants, 9, 10 of us, that carried over to practice. Then we got 2 teams that are very competitive. Doc's letting us be who we want to be, and he's letting us play with passion, and our practices are over the top aggressive, and to the point where it's too competitive to where he has to come in and separates us and, take the balls and cut the lights out and get us out of here. To the point where he just lets us go. Now we start bringing concepts to him. He started trusting our IQs. Now we start putting a couple things on defense, Thibodeau's in that he's implementing stuff. I mean, this flow is going like this. You don't know that you're going to win it all, but you know you're on the waves of something special. And that's how it felt.
Okafor, that one falls. His second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
Yeah, off to a strong start here early. 6 points off second chance buckets.
Kevin, of all the people you faced, who is the toughest guy for you to score against? Down low, let's pick that geography. Who is the toughest to score against down there?
Listen, I know a lot of guys. I've always said Rasheed Wallace. I've always said Tim Duncan. They're probably the 2 that brought a different level of play out of me. But shout out to Cliff Robinson, man. Cliff Robinson, I don't know if people know this, but Cliff Robinson, man. Cliff Robinson was one of the better defenders in the post. He was very strong. He was very long. He didn't go for any counters. He was very disciplined. He was well prepared because he was a veteran. The vets let him get away with a lot, touching and grabbing. He knew when to be physical in some positions. He knew to do what we call work early. He would at the 3-point line, and he would be fighting you, and you would post up probably like a step outside the 3-point line. He was really good at some of his techniques and how he was able to control the post. After Cliff left the game, I watched a lot of his tape, and I took a lot of his, I had to because it was so effective against me that I was able to use it against other post players on the defensive end.
I never knew that story.
Dennis Rodman was another guy I watched a lot. Akeem Olajuwon I watched a lot because these guys were laterally very similar to my makeup. Akeem Olajuwon was long. He was able to laterally move with you. I was laterally able to move with guards. Able to laterally to slide with some of the forwards and some of the more laterally gifted power forwards. And with that, able to get my feet together, being able to block shots, challenge the rim, stuff like that. Things that if you're going to get better at something, you got to go and reach and find the great ones that did it before you and take it, and then I was able to apply it, and I did those things.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
And the first one drops.
Yeah, and of course, Marcus with a twin brother, Markeith, went to college together, played in the pros together. You'll have a hard time finding a closer pair of siblings.
Rashawn Holmes, he's checked in for Dario Saric. And Morris drops them both. Philadelphia leading by 13. McConnell kicks to Reddick. Okafor with a screen on Brown. Reddick passes to Okafor. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Okafor's got 6.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Smart dishes to Morris. And here's Smart. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Brown, good.
Well, to me, that's excellent timing from Jaylen Brown. He shoots with confidence, knowing his teammates trust him.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Now, here's McConnell, picked by Okafor. Here's Holmes, and he got the whistle, so he'll have a 3-point play opportunity.
And when you build a big lead like this, especially early, you have to guard against the letdown.
No, exactly right. You can't afford to get complacent, right? They have to stay hungry and humble if they want to keep this lead.
Here's Smart. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. He kicks it to Brown. Good, and Smart gets the assist. That's now 8 points for Jaylen Brown.
Oh, Kevin, don't you love how unselfish Marcus Smart is? Sees the open man, whips the pass over in just the right amount of space.
And after just 1 quarter of play, a double-digit differential on the scoreboard. Philadelphia ahead. They lead by 12. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And J.J. Redick, a focal point in his tenure with the Duke Blue Devils, both offensively and as a lightning rod for fans.
I think I'll forever be associated with Duke and Duke basketball. And obviously that's a polarizing topic for some people. They like me, some people don't like me. But I take a lot of pride in the fact that I went to school there, I got to play there, and I graduated from Duke.
There's no doubt that he is Mr. Duke, J.J. Redick, and it's hard to argue with that school's incredible success, Greg, whether you like him or not. And I know you've had a first-hand view of Duke a couple times.
Listen, I have the utmost respect for J.J. and Coach K and what they've done there. And then listen, you could be known for a lot worse things in your life and haven't gone to a lot worse places. But I think for him, it's not about where he's been, Kevin. I think it's about where he's going, what's going to be the next chapter in his career.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And guys, what's your take so far in Philadelphia?
In that opening quarter, I don't know that you could ask for much more.
They've been simply outstanding, Greg. And let's see if they can build off this early lead.
And so, in the game for the 76ers, they've got Luwawu. Amir Johnson is out there with Holmes. Then there's J.J. Redick, and it's McConnell in at the 1. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, Celtics coach Brad Stevens is known for getting the best out of his players. He said every NBA player has an elite streak. Some of them have 10 of them. Those guys are the very best in the league, right? But every one of them is here for a reason. There are times when you can really soar with that skill. Kevin?
And that's why Stevens is already one of the best coaches in the league, David. You've talked about him for a long time, getting maximum results from every one of his players. Celtics trail by 9. Here's Morris. Rebounded by Holmes.
Boy, I didn't think he had a chance of stopping that lay-in. What a gutsy defensive play.
Here's McConnell, up and in, off to an efficient start, 2 for 3 from the field. And when you watch Marcus Smart, you can see just how strong he can be on the defensive end. Why do you think, KG, he is such an impactful defender?
Marcus Smart, he rarely gambles. You watch him play defense, he's very solid. He takes up space. You know, these point guards now, they want to be able to have space to be able to create. He gets one direction. You know what?
He anticipates well.
He anticipates well. More importantly, he's very smart. He understands the whistle. He understands hard fouls. He knows when to foul hard, when not to. And on the offensive end, too, he'll hit a three. He's a gutsy player. You know, the defensive end, he'll take charge. He'll do little tangible stuff that a lot of guys won't do. And you need a smart on your team to do the smart things and you try to win.
And the smart things, right?
The smart things. Only you, K-Hall.
No, come on. You got that from me. What are you talking about? You said it. I just
classic.
I just repeated it right
classic
there.
2K. Classic 2K K-Hall right there. You lit, K. You lit.
Because I'm next to you.
You lit. I'm telling you, you lit. Hey.
Gordon Hayward's checked in for the Celtics. Ellis comes in for Marcus Smart. And Philadelphia also making a switch. Bodyguards checked in for J.J. Redick. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Another miss by Philadelphia. Celtics trail by 8. Regular season grind, 82 games in the regular season. In your opinion, is that the right amount of games for teams to play? Or would you like to see the schedule shortened where there's more practicing, more days of rest, or days to recuperate?
Man, look.
You get a big smile on your face.
For those who care, you know, 82 games is how you got to come through it. Listen,
it's a war, isn't it?
It is. And you know what? This is the tradition of it, man. This is what it is, bro. If you don't want to go through this and go through this hall and this road of this journey, then cool. Go to another league. They got shorter games. They got other awards that you can, you know. This is the NBA. This is what it is. This is the grind of it. And ones that have come before you have done it, just like the ones that's after you is going to do it. This is what it is.
Larkin kicks to Hayward. Over in the corner, Ellis. And a miss there on the triple.
A good job by him on the glass here tonight. +8 in that department.
Hayward outside. Larkin in the corner. There's the triple. Rebound by the 76ers. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. They defeated the Wizards in their last one.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
I think, Greg, you can't expect to win with that kind of effort. The defense was nowhere to be found, and it cost them all night long.
Hayward outside. Right through the knee for the win. Hayward's got 8. Kevin, some of the relatively new rules protecting players, the breakaway, the flagrant 1, the flagrant 2. Are you in favor of all this one?
I'm in favor for players' health. You know, anything that is going to be detrimental to a player's health, I feel like, you know, the player's health is the first and only obligation. That's all I've ever worried about. You know, foul play, you know, I think every player should always understand it's a way to foul, it's a way to be able to send a message. But in the heat of the moment, I get it. You know, things happen. I hope that all players out there will continue to care about and respect the game.
Kevin, you accomplished everything individually as a teammate. Anything that you wish you would have done, any player that you wish you would have played with, any regret in that form that lingers with you in return?
No, nothing lingers. Obviously, you sit back and think about I would love to play with Cole for a year or got to team at least play in the U.S.
You had a chance. The rumor one time?
It was. My connection with Paul was just the opportunity that I waited. It's what it was. But
you wouldn't have traded the Paul Pierce thing for him?
No, I wouldn't, because Paul and I are true brothers. The connection, and then the team, Ray, and then my connection with Doe and Doc and all that. So I wouldn't have given that up for anything. But if I could have played with one person, probably would have been Cole. Summertime, I say USA because that's when you get to play with each other and all that, and you get to kind of beat up on everybody else and be USA and whatever. So that would have been super fun. But it's all good. Shout to Mama, you know what it is. But I have no regrets, man. I left everything on the floor. I enjoy watching the game more than ever now, but I'm not even front. among the ritual of my boys, and we sit back and watch the game and love it.
Yeah. Philadelphia shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game. Welcome to the 2K team. I didn't realize how much you love NBA 2K.
Oh, man, you know, 2K is always loud, man. I'm a super fan. Man, this game is going all over the place, bro. Like, seriously, like, I'm geeked to see what's next, man. They got everything down. I'm sitting here watching all the little small intangibles that come with the game. I'm watching the game grow. I'm watching how better players are getting. I'm watching the online play, man. It's lit. It's lit. I can't wait to see this.
Kevin, coming out of high school, you were relatively mature for your age, at 17, turning 18, but do you ever regret not trying college and just seeing what that experience would have been like? I mean, it's such a long time ago, but you've had some chance probably to get some perspective on both sides of that story.
You know, Kevin, I look at it like the unknown is the unknown. Obviously, I've had friends that went to college. Some of my best friends went to college, and I think I've kind of lived it through them a little bit. Listen, when you have responsibility early in life,
which you did,
which I did,
yes.
And you know, so from a mature level, things that interest me are not that interesting as you get older, especially when you have to deal with a vigorous schedule, the NBA schedule. I wasn't able to, be the 17, 18-year-old, chill, have, lean on the parents a little bit, be able to be at home, coming home through the weekends. I had a real life that I was responsible for, and I was growing something, I was building something, and I was trying to not just be a young player in my league, but a young businessman, going to establish something for myself, my friends, my family. Can't do those things thinking like a normal 17, 18-year-old, and taking pieces from grown men around you all the time. You're around people who need something all the time. At some point, you have to put all this together. You have to make it work for you. You have to put your spin on it for how it works for you and your brand. You have to be innovative with that. You have to be creative with that. You have to have a vision.
Wow, there's a lot to consider. Kevin, you were a mainstay All-Star Week. You've seen everything there. If it were up to you, would you make any changes in All-Star Week in the events and the way everything is kind of carried out? You've went to so many.
I have. And you know what? Each city gives you a true essence of its own identity. I would like to see each city get a chance to host, regardless of if it's big enough or not. I think that each city has the ability to host. I think each city...
if you're with the family, then you should be able to host in the family.
Well, not only that, but just think about what All-Star is, man. It's an event. It's a family event. And each city wants to be able to show you their best thing about their city.
Robert Covington's checked in for the bodyguard. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
And it took them a while to find their touch at the line, but they have been red hot here in the second quarter.
Larkin, the pass to Hayward. There's the pick. Over in the corner, Ellis. And that misses. That would have put him up.
Well, I'll tell you, still looking for that first three of the second quarter. He had one to open this game in the first.
No good there.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Kevin, with intentional fouling, with 4 free throw shooters being sent to the line currently, the Hackett Drummond, Hackett Shaq, I mean, all this stuff, Hackett, DeAndre Jordan. What are your thoughts on all that?
You know what? I like it. You know what it's going to do? It's going to put the strategy, and this is part of it. And you know what you got to do? It's going to make all those guys you just named work on that free throw. Because if any advantage that you have in the game, coaches are going to expose it. Coaches are going to expose all weak points as they should, as any sport, and as any great is going to expose any weaknesses in defenses. Is going to look to expose those things. So this is one of the things that dictates the game, and these guys are going to have to be better. It's going to push them. It's going to make them better players.
Kevin, it's been said that some guys hated to play against you. Was there someone you hated to play against for whatever reason?
No.
You enjoyed every jump.
I enjoyed every competitor because on the offensive side of the ball, I was always challenged when to use counters or what type of moves I was using. I took a lot of pride in having a variety of moves for different types of defenses. And each guy is going to bring out a different side of the offense in you. And then turning around and then being that defender and being able to guard the post player or the post or whatever the post player was or whatever. Rasheed Wallace was always a tough guard. Tim Duncan was always a tough guard. Zach Randolph was always a tough guard. Chris Webber, Dice, Karl Malone,
Great names.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
Kevin, you were so successful jumping from high school to pros. What do you think about the current situation now, the age of 19, the minimum to go to the draft?
You know, I'm always be a fan of the younger kids being able to have the opportunity. I don't like the put parameters. I can see if college was really teaching these kids and really giving them a solid situation to be able to have something to refer to, but you know, these kids are not learning at the rate that you would like them to learn in college, and plus they're not staying in college to these great institutions to be able to apply some of the things they learn. So I just think that they need
They're basketball
players, but they should have the opportunity to take advantage of if you're able to play at 17, 18 like I was. I'm not saying that every kid's going to have that. You have obviously the D-League, you have all these multiple leagues throughout the world where kids go to play. You know, some kids have missed out just because of that 1 year and some mishaps. And you sit here and you can say, you know, if a business is good for this, listen, the business is what it's going to be. We need to develop and have these kids be professionals more than anything. We need to grow these kids from a skill level and an appetite level. Our game was built off for one to be better than the ones that's come before us. You know what I'm saying? Lou Alcindor came in here. He was, a.k.a. obviously Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He was more encouraged to beat out Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell more than anything. And then that starts to trickle down from the effect of from Jordan wanting to be better than Larry Bird and Magic to Kobe wanting to be better than. You know, it's the same thing. It's being trickled down, and I think of greatness. I think it's going to follow. It's going to be shadows lifted, and at some point it's going to lift.
And Kevin, you played for some great coaches, but is there any coach you would have been interested to work with that just didn't get a chance to? Say, Greg Popovich or Phil Jackson.
You know, those are great coaches. I've had very, very little time with those guys.
Maybe all-star games and things like that.
I have. But, when you do all-star games, you let yourself go. You open up yourself to try to be there, be present with the guys. Open up, hey, what's up? What's been up with you? How's the year for y'all? Y'all playing well. We're going to beat y'all when we see y'all, blah, blah, blah. But, you're very cordial. And, you're not talking too much about X's and O's. But you do share perspectives. You do share, philosophies. Pop is a great mind. I had a chance to sit with him a couple times. Phil's a great mind. Phil is super deep and loves the philosophy of. I haven't had a lot of time with those guys. Doc Rivers, shout to Doc, and I know he doesn't get a lot for his philosophies, but he's very enriched with philosophies and styles and bringing teams together and trying to make sure that guys stay connected, stimulated. He would always tell us, never get bored with the process.
Wow, that's so intriguing. Interesting to hear.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
But Greg, no resistance, right? They're allowing them to get any kind of shot they want close. That simply can't happen.
Now that we have the chance to show you the teams in the top of the NBA in steals this year.
And it's no accident to see them at that top spot, guys. I mean, great awareness and anticipation. They apply a ton of pressure defensively.
So it's the Celtics now. It's a 10-point game. Brown dishes to Smart. 6 on the shot clock. Over McConnell. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. Smart's got 5 points now this quarter. McConnell kicks to Okafor. 18 feet out. It drops for his third basket. He's missed only one shot.
Oh, great ball movement there.
The Celtics shooting at an even 50% from the floor here in the second quarter. From deep, that's good. The Philadelphia lead is cut down now to just 7 on the bucket from Tatum.
After hitting 0 from distance in the first, that's his second make this quarter.
McConnell passes to Saric. And slam dunk by Saric.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
You know, and I'm not seeing any urgency out of this defense, especially considering the deficit in the score.
KG, I have to say, a pleasure to have you with us here tonight, providing your great insight and intellect into these broadcasts. Thanks so much for being with us on the show. I hope you come by again.
Man, K-Hall, anytime you need me, man, you let me know, man. I'm yours, man. You know what it is.
The great, the champion, Kevin Garnett. And Doris, one of the things that really strikes me about KG, he's as smart as he is athletically gifted. What a treat to have him join us tonight.
Well, I'm in awe of his enthusiasm. And it's not just when he's talking, but when others are talking as well. There's so much life to the conversation. Everything he brought to the court for 21 years, he now brings to the booth.
And this has been an outstanding display on the boards, and it's a big part of why they have a lead in this game, doing the dirty work down low.
Here's Smart after the basket by Dario Saric. Smart dishes to Brown. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Their last encounter was in Philadelphia.
Yeah, dominant win for them their last time in this matchup. And what jumps off the stat page was their advantage on the board.
I think the goal always is to control the glass if you can. It ends up giving you extra possessions that typically lead to extra points.
And so it's Philadelphia enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. We come back right after this.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Taking a look at Philadelphia. Shaq, let's get your insight on the visiting team.
Well, I like it, Ernie, because they're just not settling for outside shots. You know, that part of the game is pretty when it's going in. We've seen plenty of teams try that and fail. Got to have a balanced approach. And tonight, they found a ton of success inside. Basketball and championships are won inside out. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about.
Kenny, how'd you think the Celtics were playing?
They just gave up way too many good looks from the three-point line. That means either you haven't followed the game plan correctly or you're not executing it correctly. Either way, it's wrong. So from the looks of the first half, they need to aggressively close out on shooters to close this gap and the score.
And now, folks, just moments away from the start of the third quarter.
Welcome back, everyone. There's State Station. That's where you get off the T if you're going to go visit the old State House here in Boston. Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. Really an incredible game from Gordon Hayward.
And through the first two quarters, he was dynamite from beyond.
And I think, Greg, the key was the team was looking for him, right? They knew they had a hot hand, and they just kept going to it.
You talk about versatility of players, but as a broadcaster, been a courtside reporter, game analyst, a studio host, you name it. What do you prefer to do? What do you like most?
There's no question about it, Kev. The analyst role is the absolute most fun. Now, the only thing that might push that over the top is the single side of great Kevin Harlan.
You got Larkin, also Ellis out there. Hayward out there with Aaron Baines. It's the group for Brad Stevens getting going here in the second half. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And Boston called for the foul.
And what patience from Simmons on offense. So skilled at making the D feel nervous when he has to rock.
first. And the Boston Celtics, the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference last season. Doris, the first time in 9 seasons they held that spot.
And frankly, Kevin, they were way ahead of schedule. And with new stars like Al Horford, Gordon Hayward, Kyrie Irving, they've become a championship contender.
So he gets them both.
And the Australian Simmons, a star in the making, folks. Thanks really in part to that tremendous skill set to go along with that gigantic frame.
Now here's Ellis. Feeds to Larkin. They set the pick. A floater, and 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Well, Brad Stevens started his own preseason coaching summit in Boston. This guy is clearly dedicated to his craft. He's dedicated to learning from his peers. He is always watching games from every different angle to try to learn.
And that one falls for Larkin. And rumor has it Brad Stevens used to keep a pad of paper for every TV in the house to sketch plays that he saw in games.
Well, those were the old days. Now he can just text an assistant with the game and timestamp, and then he reviews a marathon edit of plays for things he can use. Oh, the beauty of technology.
Larkin hits them both. Philadelphia leading by 10. Pass to Primetime, and out of bounds is the Celtics team possession.
And a moment now to check out the numbers for Hayward. He's averaging 19 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. And for any other player putting up those numbers, we'd say they were great, but for him, it was simply run-of-the-mill.
Agreed. A lot of guys in this league would be very happy with that stat line, but this guy is the real deal. He is built for more.
Now here's Hayward. Over Simmons. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. The Machine's got 8 rebounds in this game.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
No good from Simmons.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. And I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession. And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Here's the bodyguard. Following the 3-pointer by Boston. Hangs on the trifecta. 14 points for Primetime.
And that's how you answer back.
Well, you can tell. That was a little get good, get good. Executed well on the offensive end, connects on the deep threat.
Here's Baines. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. And the 76ers tack on 2 more.
Now, I think they'll keep going to him more and more as they look to hang on to their lead. Why not with the way this guy is shooting it?
Into the third to go. 2 minutes in now. It's good. Larkin's got 7 points for the quarter.
Great beginning to this second half. Now 3 for 4 from the field.
And there's the pass to Bannister. Over to the wing. Here's the bodyguard. Oh, wow.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark. Here's Larkin after the Sixers pick up 2. Clock at 6. It's deflected.
Well, this is a tough night so far. They'd be smart to rely more on a couple of their other options.
And great hustle to turn that block shot into a fast break opportunity. Big time play on both ends.
Time call here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. Of course, you talked a bit about leadership, both on and off the floor. What are some of the traits, in your opinion, that make someone a person who'd want to follow and the characteristics of a leader?
You know, I'd say someone who prioritizes winning, even at the expense of their own success. That would be the first thing. And then someone who's ultra competitive. Somebody who's available on a night-by-night basis. Somebody who doesn't let a little nick or a bruise impact their availability on a particular night. So unselfishness, competitiveness, and availability are three attributes that I love.
And leaders can be followers from time to time, too, don't you think?
Oh, there's no question about it. You have to be willing to be a part of a group, and sometimes that means ceding your leadership position.
Have to like what we're seeing from Banis one.
Well, I think during this timeout, they've got to talk about ways to deny the basketball to him. That's the key, because when he gets it, chances are he's going to score.
Morris is checked in for Boston. Well, from long range, we've got a set of point guards here that have been extremely hot. Those are their three-point percentages for the last 10 games. You look at the bodyguard, dangerous player from three-point, a great talent with a great release.
A lot of point guards in the NBA don't get enough credit for how well they shoot the basketball. So give this group their due. Some outstanding long-range shooters.
You know, and having that element of long-range shooting ability makes them a tough puzzle for defenders to solve. You know, it's an invaluable asset for a point guard, and these players have it in a big-time way.
Second chance shot, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot two here. It's going to go on Gordon Hayward.
And when Simmons is taking it strong to the cup, he's looking for a foul. Love this guy's aggressiveness.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe. 2 shots.
Shoot 2.
That's good from Simmons. Good on both.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line to this half.
Larkin kicks to Ellis. He set the pick. Hayward up top. By Simmons. Hayward can hit.
And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
Well, certainly a disappointing result, but they'll live with the shot. They'll take that every time.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
You can tell they've got their foot on the gas pedal right now. No slowing down. The defense starting to look helpless.
Here's Baines. Stolen away. Here's Banis one. And he could not get that one to go. Doris, one result of the new CBA. Minimum 45%. That's a big help to the NBA's working class, I think.
Well, I don't think there's any question that you see increasingly role players, someone like Draymond Green, whose value has not necessarily translated in terms of points per game, but his value to winning can't be calculated. And you're right. You see important role players and guys below the superstar level increasingly becoming better compensated. And, hey, listen, there's more of the pie to go around. Who doesn't enjoy a little more cherry pie, Kev?
Good thoughts. Good thoughts. Rashawn Holmes, he's checked in for the 76ers. Luwawu Cabarro comes in for the bodyguard. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Celtics trail by 18. Hayward outside. On the wing, Morris. They set the screen. Shoots over Holmes. Morris with the bucket.
And the confidence of Morris. Even with the hand in his face, he knows he can deliver.
And when Marcus Morris gets a defender in a one-on-one situation, Greg, he feels the most at home.
And part of that might be from going up against his twin brother all the time when they were young. Marcus Morris has a great knack to find a shot he likes. Terrific with his mid-range.
Here's Larkin. He's got 10. Shot clock at 6. Down low, kicks it out to Ellis. And again, Boston with the triple.
Well, that is the quick release of Monte Ellis. He can put a hurt on you from distance.
Here's Baddest one. 16 points for him. There's the pick. And it falls over the rim and in. Baddest one's got 18 points.
Boy, excellent team basketball. Use the screen to free himself up and drilled the jump shot.
Larkin, the pass to Morris. Nice ball movement by Boston. Hayward outside. Elbow shot is on the way. And again, it's Boston converting.
I'll tell you, he's been one area they haven't had to worry about tonight. He's been scoring at will.
Baddest one passes to Llewellyn. Offline with his three. Celtics trail by 13. Here's Larkin. The feed to Ellis. Kicks it to Larkin. Pass to Hayward. There's the pick. Jumper off the screen. Ellis, that's good. Ellis has got 5 points in the quarter.
Well, that's an example of why they trust Ellis, right? His decision-making so solid, masterful in these pick-and-roll sets.
Here's Baddest one. He's got 18. It's good. Baddest one's got 20.
Wow, what a crafty player. Gets it done any way he has to.
Boston's gotten the three ball working for them in the second half. They've hit 3 out of 3 shots from long range. Larkin kicks to Hayward. And again, it's Boston converting.
And don't you love watching Gordon Hayward simply take over on the offensive end? I think the defense understands we're in for a long night.
Here's Llewellyn. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Good on the three-point shot. And the 76ers lead by 14. The Celtics on offense. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. And that will be the third of 5 straight played at home. The dish to Baines. They get a hand on it, and that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. In a moment here to look at where the shots have been coming from for the Celtics.
Well, they haven't really been strong enough inside. I mean, they haven't been a force or aggressive with getting those good quality looks in the paint. And I think the one-dimensionality of their offense is going to continue to be an issue because the defense isn't having to worry about clogging the lane or defending down low.
Here's Morris. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Morris has got 7 now in this quarter.
An efficient scorer inside. Morris can beat you with a variety of moves.
And Philadelphia decides to take their first timeout right here. Of course, we talked about the evolution of the specialist, the pure 3-and-D guy, for example, who in that category are some of the best in your opinion.
Well, I'm so happy that Klay Thompson has evolved from a guy who believed coming into the NBA that he would strictly be a 3-and-D guy to a much more versatile scorer. But in today's iteration, I would have to say Danny Green won a championship for the San Antonio Spurs, doing nothing but absorbing the biggest threat on the offensive end for the opponent and then being able to make huge threes at timely opportunities. Patrick Beverley, another guy grinding it out, increasingly making shots, and of course, tenacious on-ball defender.
Yabusele, he's checked in for Aaron Baines. Tatum comes in for Gordon Hayward. In for Ellis. And Marcus Smart is subbed in for Larkin. Now, here's McConnell. He's got 10. Outside, Redick. Got freed up. Nice work off the pick. Redick's got his second bucket.
Oh, nice screen. Really a poor defensive reaction and the obvious result.
You simply can't give him it. You have to fight through the screen and at least get a hand.
Down to 5 on the shot clock, and stolen by McConnell. Okafor dishes to Covington. Off target with his three. Celtics trail by 14. Yabusele passes to Smart. He feeds it to Tatum. 6 to shoot. A three from Morris. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Smart's got his 6th assist on the night.
I'll say he's doing everything scoring-wise this period to try to keep them in it.
McConnell kicks to Okafor. A shot, no good. And it's Boston the other way. Now Tatum, 10 points for him. Smart with the ball. That cuts the lead to single digits. Smart's got 7 points.
My goodness, the defense was smothering Smart, but ultimately he keeps his eyes on the prize. Gorgeous release night.
Now here's McConnell. 10 points for him. Dishes it to Okafor. From deep. And Tatum pulls it down. And up the court come the Celtics on the break. Tatum in the charge.
How about the speed with which Tatum gets down the court? Awesome at reading the defense and then exploiting the opportunity in the open floor.
McConnell with it. Running by Smart. Here's Okafor. Banked in off the glass. He's got 8.
Exactly the shot they were looking for on that possession. The easy one down low.
Smart kicks to Tatum. And Robert Covington picks up the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game. We've got 1:55 left in the 3rd. Smart kicks to Morris. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Smart. And again, Baxter with the triple.
And really, as the three-pointers keep dropping, you get the sense that the frustration is mounting for the defense.
Here's McConnell. And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Well, he went all in there. He embraces the challenge and somehow finishes with the layup.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. There's 1:26 left to play in the 3rd. Brown outside. Morris kicks to Brown. This ball moved by Boston. Tatum wide open. He fires one. Used a shot fake to create the angle, but couldn't get it to fall. 59 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Here's Redick. And the 76ers tack on 2 more. Celtics trail by 11. And here's Smart. He's got 10. Now, here is Morris. And there are the Celtics with another basket.
Wow. I'll tell you, Morris is on one tonight, bumping his points in left and right.
McConnell passes to Redick. Shoots over Brown. And shot by Redick, no good.
Well, I'll tell you, he has plenty of space, but it looked like a little bit of a hitch in that release.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Takes for 3. George grabs the board. George has got his 3rd rebound tonight. Covington in the corner. Front past the arc. Rebounded by the Celtics. Here's Tatum. Here's Smart. Sinks the 3-pointer. Smart got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for Boston. And offensively, a great show for the fans through the first 3 quarters. It's been a fun game to watch. 76ers lead by 6. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. And meanwhile, Coach Brad Stevens talking to his team.
Pace of play is a big part of tonight, okay? Make sure on the bench when you come back, we lift it.
The team's great young teachers, Brad Stevens, wanting his guys to control the tempo.
Yeah, and he feels if they push it, if they attack intelligently, it's going to be to their advantage.
All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. Fourth quarter should be good. On the court for Philadelphia to start the fourth. Simmons is out there with Johnson. Then it's the bodyguard. Then there's Okafor. And it's Redick in at the shooting guard.
Coming off that screen, wide open, just can't convert.
Well, I think, Greg, that's exactly what you want. The screen was solid. The execution just fell a little bit short on the shot.
Now, here's Tatum. Back to Smart. Jacks up a 3. Okafor grabs the miss. The 76ers leading by 6. Passes it to the body. Brown against Redick. Shoots over Brown. Redick can't get that one to fall.
Boy, what a tough night. Imagine what their lead would be if he were having a better night on the field.
And the first one at the line is good. And he makes both free throws.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
Here's the bodyguard, guarded by Smart. Here's the bodyguard. Here's Simmons. Rebound Boston. Tatum's got rebound number 5 here tonight. He dishes it to Smart. A 3 from Morris. Rebound by the 76ers. We're just over a minute and a half now into the fourth. Right side Simmons. Over Tatum. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. 16 points for Ben Simmons. Celtics trail by 6. Now Smart. He kicks to Morris. Tatum dishes to Morris. 6 to shoot. Over Johnson. Again the miss by Morris.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
Outside, Simmons. Pass to the body. Fires from deep. And Tatum pulls it down. Tatum's got 6 rebounds now in the game. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. No coverage that time. 15 points for Marcus Smart.
And just great offensive execution by both sides, leaving nothing on the table.
What an offensive clinic we have been given today. They're hitting every single thing they put at the rim right now.
Timeout called the 76ers. watching Jason Tatum, it's hard to find many faults in his game, Greg. He's strong inside and out and plays both ends of the floor equally well.
Yeah, kind of a jack of all trades, right, and master of none. He does everything reasonably well on the basketball floor, just doesn't do anything great. Having said that, though, Tatum is one of those guys that I think improves the overall IQ of your team and terrific size at his position.
He's checked in for Marcus Morris. Hayward comes in for Tatum. Monte Ellis checked in for Jaylen Brown. And it's Larkin in for Smart. Then for the 76ers, the Machines checked in for Okafor. Primetime comes in for Johnson. And Baniswan subbed in for J.J. Redick. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, during the last break, I heard Brett Brown talking with his team. He was pretty clear-cut to them. He said, look, we need to play with some edge out there. I don't care what the lead is. Do not back off.
Thanks, David.
Two shots.
The first free throw is good. So it makes both from the line.
And this is the pattern we typically see from this team as a whole, creating chances at the line and converting them.
Here's Larkin. Hayward outside. Pulls it from the elbow. Rebound by the 76ers. Outside, Simmons. The 76ers again can't hit.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. There's a good screen. Off the pick. That's good. The Philadelphia lead is cut down to 4 on the bucket from Gordon Hayward.
I think you've got to go over the screen on Gordon Hayward, because if you don't, he's going to pull the trigger quickly.
No good from Simmons. Celtics have gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. And that one's good. Ellis. Philadelphia's gone 0 of 3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. There's the pass to Baniswan. Here's Primetime. He's guarded by Ellis. Out of bounds, Boston takes possession. Here's Larkin. To tie it up. A tag trip, but it's good off the front iron. Ellis has got it all tied up now for Boston.
And really, after trailing the entire game, they've got to be feeling good about evening things up.
It got ugly there for a stretch. Nothing was working, but they've come back and have a chance to seal the deal.
Celtics have gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. Feeds it to Larkin to take the lead. Yes, it's Ellis picking up the assist. And now it's a 3-point Boston lead.
Challenging this D with the 3 ball. That's his second from distance this half, and he also hit one in the first half, too.
Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own. It's no good. It's the Celtics ball. They're on a 13-4 run. Hayward against Simmons. Kicks it to Baines. shoot. Here's Ellis. And again, it's Boston diverting.
Wow, how about that? Sometimes, listen, there's nothing the defense can do. Monte Ellis enjoys making tough, contested shots.
And good that time. And that's 12 points for the bodyguard.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
Well, you've got to slow this man roll right now if you're the defense because you've got to make somebody else beat you. He's cooking right now.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
And there's a whistle. That goes on the bodyguard. That's foul number 2 for him. Here's Larkin. And there's the feed to Hayward.
And so much for repeating the three-point barrage put on in the first half. Nothing here in the second. And he's coming up big here in the clutch.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Celtics leading by 5. To the left side wing. Ellis outside. Steps back and fires. Pulled the shot a little off, but the bounce goes his way. Ellis has got 10 points now just in this quarter. This is it to prime time. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to go on Gordon Hayward.
Shoot 2.
The first one falls. He's perfect from the line this time.
There's that accurate touch of his at the stripe. He is locked in.
Here's Larkin. Pass to Ellis. Here's the dish to Larkin. Clock at 6. Three-pointer. Hits the three-point bomb. Larkin's got 13 points in the second hit.
Three-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end.
Got that one up quick. And that's now 19 points for prime time.
And that was a real quick comeback there. Both sides showing some range.
Well, both teams are pulling the trigger right now, showing great confidence from behind that arc.
Now here's Hayward. He feeds it to Larkin. Celtics passing it around. There's the pick. It's tipped. And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. Three on the inbound, and the Celtics hit again from deep.
You know, he clearly made adjustments at halftime. Smooth offense right now.
Here's just to Simmons. Right wing. Here's the bodyguard. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. And that's 15 points for the bodyguard.
And Simmons is just the total package. I mean, a player that can easily dish it to his teammate.
Larkin kicks to Ellis. He dishes it to Larkin. Clock at 4. Iron Here's the three. He can't get it to go.
Oh, great job on the closeout, providing a lot of good D on the perimeter.
That's a superb effort on the defensive end. Don't allow the shooter to get into a rhythm from deep.
Well, you see the excellent skill set, and this is when you want to make an impact.
Don't you love seeing this guy rise to the occasion, going right at the defense and getting it done in the clutch?
On deep three-point range, rebound by the 76ers. The Machine's got 11 rebounds in the game. To take the lead, score the basket is 8 for 13 from the floor.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
Here's Larkin. He takes it to Hayward. Knocks it loose. Here's Larkin. No good again that time. Guys, we've seen some excellent offensive output.
Yeah, great momentum for them offensively.
And that one's good. Simmons.
Love how Simmons commands the ball, especially in the big moment.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
That's good. The Philadelphia Warriors cut back down to just one with the basket from Larkin.
Unbelievable basket. I mean, I'm giving up a lot of height there, but he was not to be denied.
And he knows how much you're driving that possession. He wanted it to score.
Well, it's a nice lead. What an opportunity here.
Yeah, chance to take the lead. This is huge.
That shot off from Larkin. And the 76ers go the other way with it. For three. Count it. He's now 8 or 9 from the floor.
He just seems to always deliver in the clutch, and he's got it going right now. That's who they want taking the big shot.
Here's Larkin. Left in the fourth. On deep three-point range, it's called in by the 76ers.
If you want to come into the lead, you have got to trust your teammates and move the ball.
Here's Gaddis one. Gordon Hayward comes up with a rebound.
Well, the mid-range becomes slightly more difficult when the defense is as active as they are there.
And that's an intentional foul. And Philadelphia has possession. They lead by 4, so they foul intentionally. The first one, that puts them up by 5. And so he drops them both. It's a 6-point ball game.
Perfectly done at the stripe there. That brings their lead up to an even more comfortable level.
Time call here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They're down by 6. We got 33 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What do you think, guys?
It's going to be interesting to see what they draw up to get this quick shot.
Yeah, the clock is definitely not their friend, and they need to score fast.
the game, the bodyguard.
And I love that it's been a hard charging performance. Jump shots have been kind of an afterthought. His main goal has been to attack the rim and put the D in some tough spots and also finishing strong.
We've got 33 seconds left in the fourth. Here's Larkin. Ellis wide open. It's good. And now they trail by just 4.
How about the fearless delivery in such a key situation? How about the leadership by Monte Ellis?
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They're behind by 4. 26 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Intentional foul.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let them dribble the game out.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
First, and that puts them up by 5. So he gets them both, and it's a 6-point ball game. The Celtics on offense. They set the pick. Screen by Ellis. Tipped away. And now we've got the intentional foul.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
At the line, 2 shots.
Shoot 2.
Gets the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's an 8-point game. Here's Smart. Again, the miss by the Celtics. So the 76ers win it. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.